right, so to make my cookies, excuse me, that's my oven heating up. I use wax paper. I use a rolling pin that actually has the guards on them. This is a 1/4 inch guard. I love this thing because I never have to worry about if the cookie is too thin, too thick, all that fun stuff. It rolls it out to the perfect thickness. You're going to need a cookie cutter. I'm actually making cookies for a 50th birthday party for this weekend. So you need a cookie cutter, and I have some pre-made cookie dough that I've already made. And I will actually make a video for my cookie dough. At minimum, I'm going to put the recipe for it, and like I said, at a later date, I will make the actual dough. All right. So with that being said, let's get started. All right. So to roll out my cookie dough, I get some wax paper. You're gonna need 2 pieces, one for the bottom, one for the top. And then I undo my dough. Wrapper. Place the dough in the middle like so. Put the other wrapper on top. Now, I like doing this because it is less of a mess, if I'm being honest. That's the real reason why I like it. I don't have to, I was making sure that you guys can see this. I don't have to like sprinkle all that all that, what do you call it? Flour or powdered sugar. I'm a flour person anyways, but I don't have to put all that flour on my counter. And it's just a lot less messy. Plus, you're gonna use the rolling pin to roll it on the paper instead of like actually on the dough, which I think is just like an all-around safer situation, all things considered. So, anyways, so just kind of roll it in the middle. Turn it. So for me, I just roll it a couple times and just keep rotating. I was already that way. So when I notice that like it's starting to go too much to one side, I kind of like only move it going the one way. All right, so then there. And just give it a little elbow grease, I guess. And you just press and roll and press. So usually like now, with having these guards on, it's like, it's not even moving the dough anymore. So that's how I know that I'm done. So now I'm going to take this dough and put it in the freezer. I put mine in the freezer just because it allows the dough to like harden faster, because you definitely don't want to cook cookies on a soft dough, because number one, they'll lose shape when you cut them out, and then 2, they spread a lot when you bake them, which is an even bigger issue. So always make sure your dough is nice and chilled. Again, I freeze them as I'm baking them just because I don't have time to wait in the refrigerator. But I mean, if you have time and you want to roll a bunch out and just stick them in the fridge and wait overnight, that's perfectly fine. Me, I stick it in the freezer. So probably going to put this dough in for about like 10 minutes, maybe 5, depends. This is kind of small, so it probably only needs about 5 minutes or so. So I'm actually going to roll out a few more while I wait. Be back in a sec. All right, so this is like a retake for me because something went wrong with my last take, but I'm just gonna start from where I went. So anyway, this is how it comes out. Like as I was showing before in the video, you kind of know that the dough is ready to go. You kind of start pushing on it and you're not being able to like press through the dough. You know that this is ready to go. You're also gonna need your cookie sheet lined with parchment paper. Me personally, I super love the Reynolds pop-up parchment sheets. Excuse my box. My husband was getting one out for me and he didn't realize how it opened and he, hulked Hulk smashed it. So anyways, I really super love these just because it makes my life so easy. You know, just pull them out, put them on the pan, and you're good to go. Definitely, I don't really use silicone mats. I definitely always use parchment paper though, because baking on your actual cookie sheet is not a thing. So anyways, as I was saying, I cut this out and I kind of left it at where it was stuck at. I was saying that, you know, these cookie cutters, these plastic ones that I super love. So shout out to all my people that make these beautiful cookie cutters, especially the custom ones, because making your own cookie cutter, which I will, or cookie stencil, I should say, which I guess I'll do a video at a later date of how you can do that, is not fun, but you can do it nonetheless. But what I do notice is that sometimes these are like super hard to release and they don't necessarily always clean cut like the stainless steel ones. But nonetheless, as I was saying, you'll see, and I'll do another video, I'll do another one, but you'll see that sometimes the edges don't come out very clean. So you kind of just pat the dough in just to fix that part. And then what I like to use is a Wilton's paintbrush. Definitely make sure that it can be a paintbrush of any sort. Just make sure that it's a brand new paintbrush and that you only ever use it for baking. I learned the hard way to keep these separate from my kids. It's not fun when you need one and you find out that your daughter just painted a picture and now you have to go run to the store to get new ones. But nonetheless, I use these because if you push your fingers down, it can leave marks. These usually, using a paintbrush doesn't usually leave a mark. So what I'll do is first I pop out the parts that I don't need. So just kind of hold it and press down on it and it just comes out. This one's a little more tricky, but we'll get there. Oh, no, that one popped out really well. All right, so let me slide this over some. And I kind of hold it as close to the dough. This one actually got soft, so I have to be really careful. And don't worry, like you can always, which I'm going to do, put these back in the freezer to refreeze them for baking purposes. Again, you definitely want your cookies to be nice and the dough to be nice and hard when you cut them, because it definitely makes for cleaner cuts. And as you can see, this one kind of got messed up. So I'll just brush that up like so. And again, this is a food paintbrush. It's not a paintbrush that I use for anything else. And you might be able to see like the little divots in here. It's partly because the dough got a little warm. But trust me, it'll bake just fine. And on top of it, you're going to put icing on it, so no one's going to be the wiser. All right, so there's our first one. And then we'll move this. And as you can see, I'll get this one in. Like so. Oh, and you can see this one definitely had some issues. I really probably shouldn't be cutting these anymore because the dough's kind of warm, but it'll be okay because I'm just going to go and refrigerate it again. So, again, you see it didn't really clean cut, so I kind of just press the dough in so it finishes cutting the rest of the way. And then we pop these out like so. And slide this down, put it close to the paper. Don't push really hard because you'll rip the dough and then you got to start all over. And then there you go. See, again, this one, not the cleanest edges, but not a big deal. You just kind of brush them up, brush them away. And there you have it. And put that to the side. And I think I'll be able to get one more out of this. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you guys don't want to see me cut another one. So I'm going to finish cutting this one. And then I'm going to put these back in the freezer. And we're going to bake them. I bake my cookies at 350. And then usually 10 minutes is about the time that I give my cookies. Um, so that's all I have for you as far as rolling dough. If you found this helpful, let me know. Things that you do differently, things that you saw that I could possibly do differently. Definitely always open uh, to suggestions or better techniques. So thanks so much.